Hello, welcome to the family. Today, we're going to teach you how to cook Uncle's Pizza. Now, when you get your first package from us, it's going to include an oven, spatula, scissors, pizza wheel, a container that holds butter, and brush. We're going to put this up here right now. We're going to go over that later to help keep that melted. So if any of these things don't arrive in your package, contact us immediately and we will take care of it. And now let's take a look at our oven. So now we're going to talk about the oven controls. Now this top knob in the oven is our timer. And the timer, when it goes on to set the time, you'll notice the light goes on in the oven. And when the timer goes off, the light will go off as well. It's important to note that the bottom is for the temperature, and the bottom is what turns the oven off and on, so it's in the off position right now. And so we're going to take this and move it to where we want it, which is 400 degrees. Now you'll notice that when it's not at temperature and the oven is running for temperature, the light is on. Now you may want to know how close are we to cooking when you're preheating it. And the way to tell is to slowly turn this knob down and look at that light and listen for the click. That's your temperature right now. So in this particular case, we're just going to move it up a little. The light comes on. When it goes off, then you'll know that you're at proper temperature to cook the pie. In a separate box from the oven and accessories, you'll receive your pizzas. 6 of those pizzas will be complimentary, and that is for training purposes and also for samples for your guests. The 6 that we're going to provide you are 6 flavors. Pepperoni, this is our meat lovers, which tends to look like sausage, so it's got an ML on it. This is our cheese pizza. This is our supreme pizza, our ground Italian sausage pizza, and veggie pizza. Let's go over how we're going to do this. An important thing with our pizzas is that they need to stay frozen until they go in. If you let them thaw out, they'll fall apart and they definitely won't cook properly in the oven. Now we're going to cut this open. And get our pizza on our spatula. And set it in the oven in the middle of the tray. In we go. Now we're going to set our timer for 9 minutes. And the reason is we want to be a little bit on this side of it so it doesn't overcook. And you're going to look into that window at about 9 minutes when this timer goes off. And the one thing that tells us that the pizza is complete is when it's bubbling in the middle. Now we're just about to check out our pizza to see if it's ready. And remember, what we're looking for is bubbling in the middle. And if you look here, it looks like we got some bubbles in the middle. This is about ready. The other test you can do is if you hold it up with that spatula in the middle of the crust, if you look, it's like a plank. It's exactly what you want. We're going to set it here on the cooling rack. It won't be here very long, but this is another way for our crust to make sure it's at its most crispy possible when you serve it to your customers. Just this little bit here will keep the condensation from collecting on the bottom. And what you're going to do is grab your brush, and dip it into butter, and then just go right around the edge. And you may ask, how do I know how much butter to put on? Well, what I'll tell you is we have one rule. You can put too little, but you can't put too much. So lather it on however you like. Now once we get that done, we're going to get our cutting board, set our pizza on there. Now the pepperoni pizza is the easiest one to cut. We cut all of our pizzas in 6 pieces. And in this particular cake, this particular pie, you got 1 pepperoni for every slice. Another thing to remember when you do these pizzas is you don't want to take a bite out of this right now. And when you serve it to your customers, if it's going from this board right out there, tell them, wait a little while, or at least be careful, because the sauce, because it's bubbling, it's boiling, and it'll hurt you, okay? Well, there you go. That's how we serve our pizzas. Good luck with yours.